See what I think's going to be good about this video is the fact that bits of it are so shite and it's going to be Eddie to do it. So you're going to have like tracks jumping away and you're like, oh, what was the track before that like? But we'll never find out because
they're all just going to melt into one and you wouldn't know what song we're talking about because they all sound the same.
What a load of shit.
It's just track number 3 because I remember that being shit as well.
I'm actually tied to the suit.
Yeah, yeah. I thought I would.
Oh no, listen to this album!
Well, I thought because when they started. Oh god. Megadeth's Super Collider is their 14th studio album.
Aye. I forgot what the album's name was. I thought the album name was King. Aye, so it is.
Oh right, yeah. You mean like because
I kind of
they
forgot
released
the album.
Kingmaker second because it seemed like an apology track to Super Collider.
It's not much of an apology.
Well,
I don't accept it.
Well, it's something that you would expect to be the second track. I think they actually switched them around for the album as well.
Like
so
a kind of troll track.
No, like
so you can
they knew that there was a bad reaction towards Super Collider and it wasn't exactly the best advert for the album. So if you were to actually buy the album out front and listen to the first track, it'd be like, I'm not going to doubt that. I'm not going to say that Kingmaker doesn't start off heavier than Super Collider. It does slightly, but.
Alright. Well, what's the song? Sounds like a Bee Gees song.
Alright, the Bee Gees one? More like Burger King Maker. Because that's what Dave and Co are going to be doing after this album completely blows. They'll be working in Burger King.
Burger Maker.
See, in my view though, let's see this song, it's like a long intro. It's like it would do as an intro if it didn't have lyrics.
See it.
The song finishes before it even gets a chance to get started, you know. Well, you only listened to 30 seconds, so I don't know
hey,
if you can...
let me give you my in-depth 30-second review.
Right.
See each song, it's like a bunch of crap.
You're talking about each song?
Aye, but I'm just going to do...
Oh, song by song, bloody breakthrough. I'm just going to sum up the whole album.
You've heard the whole album, like, back to back, but I've only listened to, like, tracks, and what I'm going to say is, from what I've discovered, is that it plays riff, it just like does the same riff like 5 or 6 times, repeats it all and over, and it's like
I noticed
this
that too.
fake build up to the only thing that Dave Mustaine must have had in his mind, which was the catchy chorus, which was like that's the thing that he had in his mind, and he's like, oh fuck, I've got to put stuff before all this, and that's what it sounds like. It's forced riffs.
That was a really good interpretation of what the last song on the album sounds like, by the way.
Fuck!
But
what was that song? What the fuck is
we'll
that?
get to the last song on the album in a bit.
I know, because you're still doing the track by track thing.
What else can I say about Kingmaker? Right, okay, go to my previous point, right. That was the second single they released, so that was just before the album was set to bomb, basically, to be released. But it was a go home track, but they took a big risk by releasing it. No.
I think every song just feels like Breadline's chorus. That's one of the shittest Megadeth songs I've ever heard, like the Breadline song.
Risk, yeah.
But the only difference being, Breadline actually had decent lyrics, kind of, because they actually had a point in the song, whereas all these is just inane babbling. What's that song?
Right.
What's that
Seriously,
song?
like, see Kingmaker, like, see before, like, you go on about lyrics, like, that's one of the songs where you don't actually pay so much attention to the lyrics because there is some instrumental in there. There is a lot of instrumental parts in there, but it doesn't last long enough and it doesn't kick into third gear whatsoever. But then as you hear the other songs, you hear Dave just mumbling about...
What's that song? The one that's like dun 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 dun, and he's just talking. He's like all the way all this track.
It's like Dr. Zeus.
What the fuck is happening?
It's like I'm in a cage. You won't feel my rage.
The country song.
What rhymes with rage?
Do you remember the kind of country song? It's like it's like this kind of slide guitar.
Yeah, that's the second last track on the album.
Is it? See where he just mumbles and he goes all the way on. You're like, he's not even singing. He's just going.
Since we're talking about the singles, which are conveniently the first 2 tracks in the album, by the way,
That's pretty much.
you had more time to listen and get an opinion of Super Collider, I suppose. So, what did you make of that, Super Collider?
I listened to it once.
What, all the way through? That was good.
I actually did
Well,
listen to it the first time. Actually.
I thought it was really slow and simplistic.
I thought it should feel like the rest of the band is involved in this album, because I watched an interview with Chris Broderick and the drummer, and Chris Broderick was sitting there saying,
Yeah, the drummer. That's his name,
whatever his name is. Chris Broderick was just sitting there in the interview, and he was like, what do you call it? The interviewer said, have you heard the song with the guy for David Draymond in it? And he was like, no, I've not heard it yet. And the album was out the week after the interview. Can you fucking believe that? And he said, she asked, have you heard your solos yet? Like, what kind of solos you done? I've not heard the final mix. And it's out next week. And he's doing this interview. You're like, right, so it's Dave Mustaine's album again?
So
It's all his fault. It's the fact that the solos feel disjointed
I
from
didn't
the
feel like
album.
it was there at all.
They were so disjointed and they were so pushed down in the mix that you could barely hear them. You're like,
It's like they're just entertaining Dave now. Like as soon as he went to Christianity, it's as if he said, right, okay guys, come in. I've got some amazing guilt trip free lyrics for you, and I'm just gonna bust them down now, and you just play a sort of instrumental in the background. Oh, but I've got this awesome riff set up. Oh, never mind that. Just fucking play it in the background. I've got some rage. I'm gonna sing about driving. That's another thing. Like, see, it's a driving song. And what I noticed about the rest of the songs in the album, they're all driving songs.
Alright. It was alright as well.
You know what it reminds me of? A bloody Father's Day compilation rock CD.
The Queen songs.
Just talking about long journeys on the road, being on the road, taking someone's hand and going home.
You're listening to the album, you're like, oh, I fancy listening to Thin Lizzy instead of this shit.
Aye, but you know, I think it's that sort of kind of vibe that you get off it. It's like, let's take the long way home.
That's what Megadeth's been doing.
Until the world explodes.
Megadeth taking the long road home for the past 20 years. We'll just keep making albums, which are shit.
I don't think they've been as shite as this though. I mean, like, United Abominations was okay. Then Endgame, you seem to like it a little, because I think it was a wee bit heavier.
There was a good few tracks on it, but they just never stuck with me because they weren't Megadeth songs. I just remembered that 2007 was the year that metal just went downhill. Machine Head, The Blackening, and what was the other albums that came out? That Chill on the Bottom album, the Blood Drunk and that shit.
What conspiracies can you talk about? Like, that's what Dave was all about, just singing songs about conspiracies and being a retard, yeah. But at least he made it sound fun. I think he's actually against this whole Super Collider thing. Like that's the actual theme of the album, is that, oh, I want to drive away from this Super Collider because it's going to blow us all up and it's ungodly.
That's what I was going to say. I just think he's scared in case he finds out that, what do you call it?
Same fucking concept. That's a great idea. Like, oh, this thing's going to blow us all up, and like... But it's because it's got such a Christian way of talking about it. It's it's
the fact that you're advertising it if it's an explosive device. It's not an explosive device.
That's what he thinks it is. He thinks he's taking it all.
Oh, actually does. The fucking song says, no, it does.
He thinks it's going to cause a big super explosion, like a super collider.
Oh, it's there. It's just to prove that Dave Mustaine's a retard for believing God.
I think I've heard better stuff from AC/DC and Bon Jovi, to be honest. Fucking singing songs about sex, driving, and Monotonous garbage. I'm going to move on to Bum. Aye, that's another song that sounds like a Dr. Zeus audiobook.
Just sounds like the equivalent to being bombed alive.
What rhymes with desire, guys? Help me out. Fire.
Ayrshire.
This song won't bomb because it's shit. Built for Snow?
The Gears of War.
No, it's got that stupid drum beat at the beginning.
Built for War.
It's a dad song generator. Powered by the Super Collider.
Once?
I just remembered because I read the script.
Did you?
See the bit in the middle of this song, Built for Snow? Did you notice? Did you get that far into it at least, where Dave starts going whoa? No, like like an audience chant, like a whoa.
That's just the guys clapping that they've been paid by.
I'm pretty sure like most bands create a piece of music which tells the audience in
whoa.
Yeah, instead of just doing it themselves. I mean that's so amateur. It's as if I could just picture them doing it live, kind of going like whoa you.
See what I think? I think the album's got a kind of raw garage feel, but makes it kind of sound live when it's recorded, which means that it didn't bother. Do you not think it just sounds like it's been recorded in a garbage can? It's like
because he wanted to bring back the old Megadeth sound, but without the thrash.
It feels like you're putting your head up against somebody's arse and listening to the sometimes a solo.
The thrash sounds what you wanted from that original sound, but you're never going to get that again. Dave just wants to wake up the audience in the middle of a live set. I'm playing a new song from Super Collider. Wake up! Here's some audience participation.
You still there?
Are you still there? The voices sound silly to me. It would be better if Dave could actually hold a note.
You can't hold it, it's not in your hand.
I know. Off the Edge.
That's where I wish I went.
This is when I originally stopped listening to the album. I had to do this stupid review, so I had to listen to the rest of it.
So what point do you think that everybody else stopped watching this video? Do you not think that the sitting in that Disturbed guys kind of booing staff on him was like boom? Yeah. And he just kind of did a few kind of shitty new metal moments, like the choruses are just kind of weird and corny. They're like, oh god.
Like the lyrics are simplistic, but he wants everybody to hear them clearly.
It's the fact that he's kind of added punkiness in it, and you're like,
I just don't know why he wants to have everybody hear this message that he's like you can't hear. It's as if he tones down all the instruments so that he can talk. And by talk I mean sing, because he can't sing. It's like it's just monotonous garbage.
I could have just reviewed this album in one word.
I know.
I
want to dissect it though. I want Dave to notice this. Dancing around. It starts off with the dad dialogue, and I honestly thought my dad was that I'd actually come into the room and started talking over the top of the instrument.
Plugs in his guitar.
Whilst I was listening to it. Because he starts complaining about shifts and working late and being watched by Big Brother.
And he does that all the time. In every
what,
fucking
Dad's?
album.
I know
like,
my dad does that all the time.
No, it's not weird. It's not Megadeth. He just sits there and mumbles about his joke, even though he's a fucking millionaire.
I know, but like, the fact that he's still fucking singing about it, it's like, we've heard it before, we've heard better songs when he starts talking about all that shit, like working, can I be the president of the United States of America? No. He incorporated those things that make common people angry into songs that were about the bigger picture. Now this song's just about dad rants.
Yeah, because
the powers that be and all that crap.
You remember when he said that stupid I Believe in God shite in the Peace Cells album? It was so innocent because he just chopped it in there and people didn't give a shit. They said this is a great song. But now that everybody's all aware of how much a moany bastard he is, it's just like, oh shut up at every fucking track he makes.
Well,
we're big Megadeth fans.
I don't know if it's anything to do with the time that United Abominations album was released, but see every single song that was political anyway, it actually like it was like a fucking freight train with it. His lyrics were actually quite good.
Yeah,
the
meaningful.
Music was bloody good as well. That was the important part. Well, sorta.
Great lyrics, brilliant lyrics in the album. All I can remember for that Washington's next album is One Day I'll Dance in Your Grave, even if you're buried at sea, and that's all I can remember. I just go, oh my god, he did not say that in a fucking album, did he?
Oh god.
But there was a few good tracks in it.
See, because he's made so many dad songs in this album so far, do you know, I think he could have just got away with singing a song about going his groceries and coming out to find out a trolley had smashed into his car and
angry about gays
and black folk coming into the country. Better not give you any ideas.
that old
I
dad.
think he's against Muslims.
I think he's against, what do you call it, you know, that thing that dads say.
What? That thing that Dad said?
When they get fatter and...
I'm going to spank your nose.
No, when they get fatter, it's... When they get fatter, you see them, they come into the house like if they're doing a long walk, like, oh, is it just me or did the shop's getting fuller away?
I could actually see that being one of the lyrics in one of his future albums, of course.
Ah, the shop's getting further away.
I need to loosen my belt.
God, I could take it to the
Sit down and watch the game. Right, see the seventh track. It's
Trap. No, it's shite.
the title of Beginning of Sorrow. The Beginning of Sorrow! They should have made this the first track in the album. With the namesake alone. Ah, here we go.
They should have made the beginning of Sorrow after Countdown to Extinction.
There's this wee laughter bit that happens actually. It's a small.
Ha!
It's a wee small snigger that happens after the main riff.
Oh,
If you can even go at
with
that.
this.
It sums up my feelings about the album as a whole, exactly though.
It's completely clean.
Laughable and forgettable.
There's going to be a ton of jump shots in this.
I wish this was another Black Bub. Fucking Black Swan. Black Swan. I'm going to review that instead because I liked it better.
People don't-
or was that this is 13?
13. Nobody actually realises that song was actually for United Abominations, which means that at 13 was a steaming pile of shit because it had no good songs at all.
Sleep.
Two biggest Megadeth fans.
During one that's the great
I-
thing about this Megadeth
Shit,
album.
I forgot what I was going to say about the Megadeth thing. I was in the middle of it. No!
Did you forget to remember?
Right.
Because that's the name of the next track. Good thing they reminded us
20 years
to
ago.
forget about it, because I'm going to forget all about this. Don't you worry.
Wait, this video and no edit and upload it.
Well,
Aye, the thing that's going to affect the radio score is the fact that it's £30 to see them live. Joke over. And it's not a joke.
I know.
It's
not,
real, 30 quid.
Bleed from within, support them, come on.
That's all about getting fucked in the arse.
What, bleed from within? What? I don't even want to talk about the fucking last song of the album. What is it? Don't turn your back. Don't turn your back.
That just basically means that you've lasted so long and he's like, oh no, don't walk away yet. This is a good song.
I know, it's far too late in this regard.
This is the song this is the song with the pop chorus where he goes ding 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 ding, and I was like, oh no.
What was that for it sound? I don't think it sounds like I wear my sunglasses at night. That bit goes like
Aye.
that made me giggle. That's the only time I actually enjoyed listening to this album when that came on.
That's the only bit I can. Aye, that was the chorus it's talking about. It's a dead poppy chorus, and the riffs are pure shit. But it sounds mechanical. It's like. I know the bits before that I was meaning, but it's just like the riffs like. I want to just say something. I want to just say something. Then it gets to the chorus. It's like copy pasted.
It's good that we actually started talking about the music again instead of
Being racist.
Pipper Collider as a whole, I think.
And also.
We've been talking about bloody the Megadeth's career for the last 20 years throughout the entirety of the review, but where did you get off the Megadeth train?
I thought you.
Here? Or did you, is this the last straw? Did you turn your back at this point?
I'm just interested to hear what the fuck he does. I just want to know what he does.
Well,
I know it.
just for the pure hell out there, like, what is Dave doing these days?
It's kind of like a
How's
pal.
the second
It's
career?
a pal you don't give a shit about. That's what Megadeth is. He's kind of like you meet him in the street and you're like, oh right, you're still doing that. I need to
Works out
go.
for you.
Then he asks you a new number and you're like,
There's another track in the album, isn't there?
the Thin Lizzy
Fucking
track.
Thin Lizzy cover.
You can't really.
Why are you covering songs during your 14th studio release?
He's done it in quite a low
Which ones? Like, good albums he never does it.
good albums. That Sofa King Drunk album, he did the cover of that. Oh, he did that
Pretty
Sex
sure he
Pistols
watches
cover.
this
Oh my god. Couldn't believe he did that Sex Pistols cover. That was pure shit. Anarchy in the UK.
Alright, but he didn't do it at the end of a good album. I think he did a he did a. That was a hidden tracks album, was it not?
No, it was in the middle of So Far So Good, so what?
Are you kidding me?
No. It was just dumped in there.
It's a good thing I didn't really like that album.
That was shit. That's pure shit.
I didn't like it either.
That is when his mind just went for the drugs.
I think it's went again due to Christianity, but I don't want to say anything that'll land me in too much trouble.
Aye, fuck you, Bible bashers.
Fuck you.
I just don't really give a shit.
You don't know 'cause you've never seen me dancing in the rain. If you leave it way too long, it won't work out the same. But you won't know until you've seen me dancing in the rain.
That's what Megadeth is.
I'm gonna stick out. Oh, my back. Oh, Jesus. Right, well, that wraps up this album review. Right, what are we doing?
Best keep the chair there because we're going to.